I said, wake the fuck up. Sleepy time is over, little motherfucker. Let's go.
He wasn't gonna hurt you and I owed him.
You and me, little nigga, I gave you life.
What the hell you doing in my house? Eating a big-ass sandwich and shit.
Nigga, I'm Santa Claus. What the fuck the milk and cookies?
Bow our heads at night, rich, wealthy, or poor with dislikes. We pray, asking for forgiveness for our sinful ways. With mind, body, spirit, and faith, we pray. Amen.
Yeah,
amen.
You like that, right?
Amen.
I wrote in my let's
bow our heads, let us pray. Thanks to the day, bills paid, crib laid. Thanks to the yay. In that road.
To do. Without supply, nobody is getting high.
Don't talk to anyone on the inside. Just shut up and blend in.
Zeke is not our only lead. We need to take Tariq St. Patrick.
What's going on YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Arms YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another TV show review. And we got Power Book 2, Season 2, Episode 5, Coming Home to Roost review. This episode right here, this was the one. Early on, man, when we first came back as far as Season 2 of Power Book 2, I was a little cautious because of the first episode. I felt like the acting was a little off, this and the third, but this has been the best season so far as Power Book 2. It's way better than the first season. And this episode in particular is probably one of my favorite episodes, not only as far as Power, as far as this season, but just in the Power universe. This episode was a really, really, really good episode. And I want to give some credit to the Power writers because they are doing some things where I can't put my finger on certain things. I'm thinking I don't see certain things coming. This episode, I didn't know. I was like, hold on, wait, what? And then certain things, especially at the end, at the very end, something happened and I'm like, whoa. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you in this episode, it's some revelations, man. Certain things come to light, certain things happen, and certain things, whoo. But it's two things in particular that happened at the end of this episode. One thing is, whoa. One thing in particular is like, it's definitely playing homage to Power. It's something that happened at the end that pays very much homage to Power. And I'm not going to say what it is. I don't want to spoil it, but it pays homage to Power. Then it's another thing that happens that I feel like there's not real, it's a surprise, but you didn't know it was going to happen so soon. And you were like, whoa. Damn. It's like they really went and did this episode, but I just want to give some credit to those writers behind this episode because they really went there with this episode, man. But like I said, this is spoiler free. Let's go ahead and dive into it, man. We pretty much start off with this episode with everything going on as far as Tariq is still trying to basically get custody of his sister because of everything that's going on with his grandmother. And you know her situation with what she been doing with the money as far as her alcohol or whatnot. So he's still in this predicament of trying to deal with the whole situation with that and the situation pertaining to Zeke. And Zeke, who is supposed to be going to get took in. Now, like I said, this is spoiler free. I'm not going to say what happens with Zeke, but certain things do happen as far as Zeke being turned into the police, as far as him being turned into custody or whatnot, and certain things do happen, and I'm not going to get it away. But yeah, everything is coming back towards Monet and her situations, and Zeke is pretty much looking at her like, yo, y'all got me caught up in it, what y'all got going on and whatnot. But as far as Monet, she has things going on, man. And if it ain't her dealing with Kane and her trying to maneuver everything that's going on, where even with Tariq, it's her trying to deal with the whole situation with her and Mecca. She's still dealing with him. I mean, well, as far as him trying to help her out, and we get this whole revelation, and now it ain't no spoiler that Zeke is Mecca and Monet's son. Well, Mecca Dante or whatever, because that's his real name or whatnot. And we done got that whole revelation. So now we're dealing with that as our audience and watching her deal with everything else that's going on as far as Kane and Diana and the kids or whatnot. So we're still dealing with her and what she's trying to deal with. Not only that, Zeke and everything he's dealing with, most importantly. And the revelation comes to light. What I think everybody guessed was that was her son, but Mecca, I didn't see that coming. That's another thing I want to get the writers for credit for. I did not know Mecca was Zeke's son. So that was a good revelation. But everything pertaining to Mecca And Monet, yeah, she's dealing with a lot too, and it kind of make you feel like, I ain't gonna say she don't see certain things coming, but she doesn't have her eye on the ball the same way you might have seen her having her eye on certain situations in the first season. But even with the first season, you kind of see how she deals with so many things, and not only that, the way she's trying to control certain situations, but she's not in the control of all the situations, especially when it pertains to her and the kids or whatnot. Look at Kane or whatnot, and it's a real good scene between her and Kane this episode. I'm not gonna say what it is, but this nigga Kane, man, it's like, what is it with you and Tariq? Why do you not like Tariq so bad, bro? I do not understand it. And it's like he'll put himself in a position where he got so much going towards Tariq, he not even looking at his own surroundings. But that's what I really like about this episode too, because it's so much maneuvering going around, and like I said, it's spoiler free. I'm not gonna say what's going on, but it's so much maneuvering going on. Everything is moving. Everybody got a part moving. They trying to do this in the third as far as their setup. Like I said, everybody got their own agenda going on. So you pretty much had a whole situation going on as far as Kane and him still with what he did with Tariq last episode, because you know he planted the badge in Tariq's dorm room or whatnot. So we had that whole situation going on with Tariq and Kane. And Monet, she pretty much at the point where she don't trust none of them. So she's got a lot of things going on in this episode. I'm not gonna say what they are, but she's got a lot of moving parts, and I enjoy with her and Diane going on. I don't got the picture of Diane right now, but I feel like her and Diane are so much alike that it's gonna come to a point where they're gonna be butting heads, because Monet is going to see herself so much in Diane, because this is what she's installed in her. This is what you've basically raised upon yourself. And out of everybody, I feel like Diane is probably the one who most take after Monet. I was kind of looking at, not Kane, but goddamn, I don't know why I be doing this when I come to these episodes, and I be forgetting about Drew. Yeah, I feel like Drew is kind of that one, because you know how his temperament is and the way he'll go off about certain things. But I feel like he probably more of that Lorenzo type, him and Kane. But Diane, she is definitely Monet. She is definitely Monet. Other than that, though, of course, you know, we got Kamal Tate coming back as far as Tate's brother, which is his real life brother, which, like I said, which I be surprised by these actors who real life brothers, who are real actors, who they don't play these certain roles with each other. Anyway, we got his brother, who is playing a really good detective in this episode, man. And well, not in this episode, but just in particular in this season. But he's pointing out key things to, you know, the other detective Kevin, who is obsessed over Professor Milgram. You know, he's still gassing over her or whatnot. But the thing about Kamal Tate, he's such a good detective that he's starting to point out certain things, and he's starting to turn his eye to another suspect. Once again, it's going to be a spoiler-free review, and I'm not going to say who he is or what, but he is starting to look at other people. Well, I can't say he's looking at Tariq, because that is in the trailer or whatnot, and you watch the promo or whatnot, you know who he's looking at, but he's starting to turn his eye towards Tariq. Yeah, so you got that whole situation going on, and I'm really enjoying his role, because he is playing that role where you like, damn, he a good guy. He doing his thing. He kind of remind me of that I can't remember his name, but he kind of remind me of the bald-headed guy from the original Power. You know, the dark-skinned bald-headed dude that Dre killed when he was saving him and his daughter from the protective custody situation where they was breaking in or whatnot. He kind of remind me of him, and I hope he don't kind of end up in one of those situations, because you know his brother, like, you know, the other Tate, that nigga grimy. Lorenz Tate, he grimy as hell as far as his character, but his brother, he is a straight up person, and the way he playing this role as far as a detective, he's smart, and he really is pointing out key things in certain things, and it's like, shit, this nigga getting kind of close to certain things, and you like, wait a minute now, he getting real close. Lauren, we got her and her whole watch situations, because you know now she's wearing a wire, and between her and Professor Milgram, who's pretty much anchoring her and pushing her towards pretty much her destination as far as why she's wearing the wire, she has a lot of things going on as far as her and what she's dealing with as far as being a student. She's not somebody from the streets, so what she's dealing with, you were kind of looking at her character like, damn, man. You like, she ain't a bad person, but what she's dealing with being somebody who is not familiar with the streets or whatnot, you expect her to act how she's going to act in these situations because she's a student. She's just at school trying to be a student in school. She don't really know what's going on. So with her dealing with her situations, it's like, damn, what decisions is she going to make, being that she is wearing this little wire thing now in her watch or whatnot. So yeah, we got to deal with that situation, and it's a lot. So it's pretty much a formula of having everybody trying to come up with some type of way of not getting caught up in everything that's going on, especially at Stansfield at the college now, because it's a big eye on Stansfield, especially with the murder, and now you hear everything with the drugs being involved. Once again, I can't wait till my nigga 2-Bit show up. Where is he at? Where is 2-Bit at? I'm ready to see him show up. But other than that, man, we got another good scene, and we got another appearance from Redman. He made a good appearance in here. Every time Redman is in the scene with Method Man, as far as Davis McClain's character, I mean Method Man's character Davis McClain, he always switch up his formula. Like, I always been saying that Davis McClain been real slimy this season. Like, he just been extra slimy this season to me. But anytime him and Redman get on the scene together, and like I said, we done seen them in this comedy role so much, man, Redman is sitting here like this nigga done been acting forever. I'm telling you, man, every time he on screen, and this, I think the second time he done been on this season, he killing it. And every time that him and Method Man, well, Davis McClain is in the scene together, they killing it together. And I really enjoy the way Method Man can switch it up, and Method Man is showing his ranges as far as being an actor. And I want to give credit to Method Man. I'm just giving a shout out to Method Man as far as his acting range, because like I said, he been real just sleazy this season. It's all about the money, but once again, it's a lot of revelations in this episode, and it's not this one thing I'm enjoying so much about this season. We got so much going on with Tariq, but it's not just Tariq. It's other characters. It's a lot going on with other characters this season where you like, damn, is something going on with this person? Is something going on? Sorry, y'all, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. There's something going on with this character. There's something going on with this character. And there's so many good characters that we're following that we care about everything that's going on with all these other side characters, including our newest character, Mecca, which I feel like is one of the best side characters they done brung in Power, because we do not know what's going on with this nigga. Every time I feel like I got my eye on it, like I know what's up, his chef will come in. In one moment, I was like, okay, I think his chef is this person, which I was like, maybe government, maybe they some type of cop or informant or Mecca's informant. But in this episode, certain things happen, and I'm telling you, it's like, okay, maybe it's not that. Who is this nigga Mecca, man? I'm telling you, bro, because his chef make another appearance in this episode, and it's another good appearance. And this is what I'm saying as far as side characters. Excuse me, y'all. I'm enjoying the side characters as far as not getting these one-note characters. I do not truly still know what's going on with Mecca, because I know we got the whole revelation with Zeke being his son and Monet's son, but it's still something up with him because he still be asking these certain questions. He still be asking certain things and trying to get certain things in place. And you already know he be knowing certain things, but he still asking certain questions just to see if somebody gonna answer him a certain way. And that's the thing about him. And it's the same thing with his chef. Like, that's my whole thing with these characters. Like, that's what I'm enjoying, though, because it's like, I'm glad y'all not giving everything away. Don't tell me everything, because every time I think something is this way, or I think something is this way, or I think a character is this way, they completely take the rug from under your feet. In this episode, I'm telling you, woo, I'm telling you, man. And let's take it back to my homeboy Tariq, our main character, Tariq. I feel like Tariq, man, I always say the way he maneuvers and does certain things. You got Kane trying to come at him with certain things. You know, like I said, Kane put the badge in his drawer last episode. And then, you know, you got Monet basically sometimes threatening him with certain things, telling him certain things like, yo, it's my way or this way. And you know, if you don't tell me certain things, you know what's going to happen and all of this. And I always be in my head, not in my head, but as an audience. And I feel like all of us as an audience, we know Tariq. We know how he move. He is conniving, motherfucker. Like, he is. This is Ghost's son. And this is the thing we always got to think about, who he was around all these times. He was raised by Ghost, his father. Tommy, his uncle. Kanan, the person he pretty much look up to now, the past 3 years of power, the last 3 years of power, them last couple seasons or whatnot, this was the person he was following. And then you had Dre. You know how Dre was, sneaky, conniving to do anything to get out of any situation. He had all 4 of these individuals that he could look up to or whatnot, and everybody that he could get some type of advice from, everybody that he could follow, especially Ghost and Tommy, and especially Kanan, the last person that he was following, the person that he still be listening to, the person that he still has in his head sometimes. And that's my whole thing. Whenever certain situations coming up, we know Tariq is going to be able to maneuver and do certain things to get out of certain situations, because this is still Ghost's son, and I always say that. The thing about it is though, they got a certain episode, they got a certain thing they're talking about in class in this episode, which is karma. And we always got to remember, Tariq, I feel like he hasn't really suffered any consequences for things he's been doing. You know, you've had Ghost go to Ghost done, as far as his daddy, you know, he had to go through certain things. He done been through certain things, like the shit he had to put up with as far as to get to the position he was in. And you got Tariq coming in, like, I always feel like, and I feel like as an audience, we always feel like Tariq was this little stuck-up brat. And, you know, even with everything Ghost had going on, he was still there for them. He was still spending time with them. Don't get it twisted. This nigga wasn't a good father. I mean, everything he was doing, he was a drug dealer. He was a murdering drug dealer at that. But I'm saying, though, Tariq was like, man, you lied to me, this and the third. We always looked at Tariq like this little stuck-up brat who didn't get his way, and then you gonna come and shoot the nigga and whatnot. Like, come on. Man, once again, I really enjoyed this episode. I'm not gonna give anything away, but it's really, once again, they play some good homage to Ghost in this episode. That's all I'm gonna say. We get some good homage to Ghost, and I don't feel like I'm giving a spoiler away, because once again, this is Power. This series is called Power Book 2 Ghost. So we get a really, really, not only good homage, but a real good reference to Ghost. And the reason I put this image up, and you'll understand once you watch the episode, and if you watch my review, why I put this image up, man. I'm telling you. I loved it. I think everybody gonna love it. And I think Tariq in this episode, man, it's a lot of revelations, and it's a lot of things he's dealing with. But once again, I keep saying that you have to understand everybody that he was raised with, and everybody that he has been around. Tommy, his daddy Ghost, his basically the person that anchored him into the life and gave him the way to maneuver and the things he's able to do and the way he's able to think. Kanan, who I feel like, because that's the person he trusts the most, and that's the person who was telling him, well, somewhat the truth most of the time. And then you got Dre, the most conniving of conniving motherfuckers, who would do anything to get out of any situation. He had all these people in his ear, and you got to understand, that's why I'm be like, when you got Monet, Kane, I'll be about to say Kanan, but when you got Kane, Monet, and everybody coming at Tariq, like they gonna get over on him and this and the third, like they control him and whatnot. Nah, he done had way too many bigger people in his ear. And that's one thing I understand about Ghost organization, Ghost and Tommy organization. That shit was way bigger than Monet's organization. The Tejada organization is not as big as I thought it was. And as an audience member, I think we all thought the Tejada organization was a little bit bigger. But compared to Ghost and Tommy's organization, hell no. They is not nowhere near that. Another thing is, we already know and I feel like last but not least, Lorenzo. We already know Diana been trying to make certain moves to get him out, basically, and she been doing this behind Monet's back. And that's another thing. You know, you got Drew, you got Kane, you got Diana. As far as Monet's kids, the way they've been doing certain things and without letting Monet know. And that's another reason, as far as the way you got my boy Tariq and the way he maneuvers certain things and the way he know how to do certain things. But like I said, as far as Lorenzo, he ain't even telling Monet everything, and it's a big revelation in this episode. And like, once again, this is spoiler free, but Diana and Lorenzo, they making certain moves, and you bringing Davis right back into the picture again. And here we go. Once again, credit to the writers. of this series, and it's credit to the writers in particular of season 2 of this series, as far as this season in particular. Like I said, coming off those that first episode, I was like, off the acting and where we was going, but episode 2 and they're going all the way up to this new episode 5. I'm telling you, in this episode in particular, I once again want to say this is one of the best episodes, not only in this season, but in the Power universe. Even in Power, because I told you, and I'm still saying that to this day, I feel like Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, is the best of the spinoffs as far as the Power universe. But this episode is making me look, I can't wait. I'm telling you, I can't wait. And you'll understand once you watch this episode. I'm telling you, it's a lot of big revelations in this episode, and it's a lot of things that happen in this episode. But at the end of this episode in particular, man, I'm telling you, it's 2 things that happen at the end of this episode where you're gonna be like, oh, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I'm telling you. You'll understand what I'm saying once you watch the episode. And once again, I don't want to get no spoilers or anything, but it's credit to Courtney Kemp. We got to give credit to Courtney Kemp. She is the creator of Power or whatnot. She's brought the series to us. But another shout out to 50 Cent and what he doing as far as the promotion or whatnot, as executive producer. Because you know, if you don't know, 50 was originally supposed to be the one playing Ghost. He was originally supposed to be the main Ghost. But I'm glad it went this route, because this is why we got the characters that we got. And I always was, like I said, and I think as an audience member watching this series, was we afraid of following TARIQ as a main character? And I'm enjoying TARIQ. I'm enjoying him as a main character, even though I feel like he was that little brat, like especially the way he was acting towards Ghost in them last couple seasons of Power or whatnot. But I've been enjoying following him, and like I said, I'm enjoying these characters that we getting on the side. And Mecha is probably my favorite side character or newest character that we have gotten, not only in this season but in the Power universe as far as a new character. And I'm hoping that we're going to get more of him, and I'm hoping he's just not no one-note character that we're going to get just for this season. I'm hoping he stick around for a while. But other than that, that was pretty much my review. Like I said, it's 2 things that happen. Stick around for the end of this episode and look out for them. You're going to know what I'm talking about. I can't wait to hear everybody in their conversations and their reactions to this episode. I really enjoyed this episode. But this was my review. Let me know in the comment section, man, how y'all feel about this episode if you don't checked it out yet. And if you haven't checked it out, make sure you go check it out, and hurry up and go check it out before you get spoiled. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to let you know when I upload new videos. This is the road to 400 subs. Shout out to all my subscribers and everybody who's been following me and watching me. And I appreciate everybody who take the time to watch me and my reviews and everything I've been doing as far as my podcast, my reactions, and everything overall. I really appreciate it, man. We out.
Patrick more serious. His father was rumored to be a major player in the game.
Karma means you cannot escape your sins. TARIQ, enlighten us.
Is everything good? And yet the Jihadists come around, you don't know shit.
See me smile at the actual situation. And because they can sense that I'm not afraid of it, Kev, it's only because of my experience prior to.